Hi everyone, this is Mr. Ron from Arts for All, and I'm here today in your home to do some artwork with you. I hope you're ready for it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a piece of artwork called Beasts of the Sea by Henri Matisse. And when we come back, I'll have a few questions for you. Look carefully and see what you see. All right, did you like that? I certainly did. So let me ask you a few questions that I have written down. I'm going to read them to you. What did you see in this piece of artwork? How do you think the artwork was made? Was it painted? Was it done with colored pencils? Was it done with markers? Some of you already know it's a collage. And a collage is artwork that is made when the artist cuts out or rips pieces of paper or other materials and glues them down to another big piece of paper. That's how it's made. And a collage can be a picture of something real, made with paper, or it can be abstract. Abstract means it's a design of various colors and shapes, but doesn't have to look like anything real. What kind of shapes did you see in this collage? I bet you saw some shapes that kind of look like fish, kind of look like seaweed. These kind of shapes that look like things from nature are called organic shapes. And if you ever look out your window, you can see leaves and branches and trees and grass. Those are all made from organic shapes. If you see a splash of water on the ground, that's an organic shape. I'm going to show you now a chart of different organic shapes so that you understand what organic shapes are. Let's take a look. Okay, so you saw that chart, you got a better idea of what organic shapes are. I'm going to read you the definition of organic shapes. Organic shapes are shapes with a natural look and a flowing and curving appearance. They are associated with things from the natural world, like plants and animals. So they're not like geometric shapes, which are like squares and triangles and rectangles. They're natural shapes, mostly with curves. So today we want to make a collage, cut up paper, rip paper, glue it down, using organic shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on my desk and show you, demonstrate to you how to start your organic shape collage. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back with a close-up look of my desk, and this is where we're going to make our collage. But first we have to think of what we need to make our collage. And hopefully these are things that you could find at home. So we're going to need some glue. You can use white glue, liquid glue. You could use a glue stick. If you have tape, you can use tape. If you have a pencil, it might help to draw some of the shapes that we're going to be using. And of course, the scissors to cut them out. Some of these shapes you may want to cut out, some you may want to rip. So these are the things we'll need. Plus, we'll need some paper. So we need to find some paper in our home. I found this piece of construction paper that I'm going to use for the background. This is where I'll make my collage. Let me give you some idea of what other kind of papers you can use. This is a paper bag. As you can see, I've already cut out some shapes from it. So if you have a paper bag, you can use that. I found some other construction paper. This is a black one. I found some junk mail. That's mail that comes into your mailbox that you're never going to use. So you can use that to cut up. I found some writing paper like you use in school. In my recycling pile, I found a cereal box. Yep, you can use packages to cut up too. And some other pieces of junk mail. By my computer, I found some copy paper that I put in my printer. And I also had some newspaper around that I was getting rid of. So really, any kind of paper that you don't need, that you're getting rid of, that's lying around the house, you can use to make your collage. So, okay, let's get started. So I have my supplies, I have my background paper, and you know the kind of shapes, the organic shapes, natural looking shapes. So let's get started. I'm going to take my piece of newspaper and my scissors. Now, when you use the scissors, be very careful. If you need help, you can always ask someone at home. I put a couple of fingers in the bigger hole, my thumb in the smaller hole. I pretend it's like a crocodile opening and closing its mouth. And I bring the paper into the scissors. So I'm going to make a shape that looks kind of natural, that looks like something that you may have seen outside your window. Let's see if you can tell me what it looks like to you. While I'm cutting, think about what's in your house. Think about what's outside your window. What kind of organic, natural-looking shapes you might see around. What do you think this might look like? This shape. What if it was on a tree? Yeah, it kind of looks like a leaf. So that's an organic shape. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to take my copy paper, and this time I want to make a more complicated organic shape. So I'm going to use my pencil. Now, if you saw this on the ground or on your floor, what do you think it might be? See all the curves? What I think it might look like is a little puddle of water that might have fallen on the floor. So yes, that's an organic shape, water. It's free-flowing, it's curvy. Now while I'm making these shapes, think about what shapes you'll be able to make. I'm not going to make too many because I want to make sure you have time to do your collage. I don't want to take up too much time. But look at the shapes I'm making. When I'm finished making a few shapes, I'm going to start placing them on my paper. So when we do a collage, we have to think about not only the kind of shapes we're making, but where we want to put them on our paper. Do we want to make something that looks like a real picture? Do we want to make an abstract? A series of shapes and colors that doesn't look like anything real? That's for you to decide because you are the artist. So I have two organic shapes, right? I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to do one more using this paper. Oh, let's see. How about I do something that looks like a piece of fruit? A piece of fruit is an organic shape because it's a natural thing. I know. Look at the shape. What other shape am I making? What kind of fruit is this shape? Can you see it? See the lines? Yeah, it looks like a banana. A banana is an organic shape. So I'm going to cut out the banana. And when you do yours, you can take your time. I'm going a little quickly so that you get to do yours. You take your time, you make as many shapes as you want, as many organic shapes, and take your time to think about where you put them on your paper. All right, I'm just going to start with 3. So I have the banana shape, the water shape, the leaf shape. When I put them on my paper, I need to decide if I want them far apart, if I want them close together. If I want one overlapping, means it's partially on top of the other. If I want to make layers, that means it's all on top of the other. Since I'm only using 3 shapes right now, I'm going to put them so that they're touching like that and make it an abstract collage. So let me get my glue stick, turn the bottom so it comes out, and put one of my shapes down. I'll turn it over, put the glue on the back, and put my shape here, press it down, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's nice and stuck. Take my water shape, put the glue on the back, and as I said, I'm going to overlap a little bit. Just put it so that it's a little bit over the edge. And then my banana shape, I think I'm going to change my mind. When you're doing yours, you can try all different arrangements of your shapes before you put the glue. 2 or 3 different arrangements, 4 arrangements, and then decide which one you like the best. I'm going to put this one up here now and overlap it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the beginning of my collage. 3 shapes. If I was to keep going, I'd put many more shapes and put them all over in the empty spaces. So these are our organic shapes, our natural shapes, our curvy shapes that look like things from nature. Now it's your turn to do yours. I'm going to come back in a minute and ask you some questions that you can think about while you're doing yours. Be right back. Okay, now that you've seen how to begin your organic collage, I have a few questions for you to consider when you're making your own. I'm going to read them to you. What kind of different organic shapes did you create today? What from nature do the shapes remind you of? So the shapes that you made, what do you think they look like in nature? Trees, leaves, fruit, water? Let us know. How did you arrange the shapes in your collage? Did you put the shapes close to each other, far apart, overlapping, layered? Does your work, when it's finished, will it look like something real, like a real scene from nature, or an abstract collage, where you're using the organic shapes in different colors to make a really nice design? What did you create? Do you have a title for your finished collage? How are the shapes in this collage different from other kinds of artwork you've done? If you've done paintings or drawings, are the shapes in the collage, the organic shapes, different from the shapes you put in other kinds of art you've done? And what new words did you learn today? Is organic a new word for you? Any others? So I hope you have fun doing your organic collage. I hope you had fun watching this lesson. I had fun doing it with you. And keep doing your art. Stay safe and stay well. And I hope to see you again soon to do some more art. Thanks. Bye-bye.